What up brothers, it's Clip King returning for another new review. Welcome back to my channel. The figure today is going to be Reyes from the Gangsters Kingdom by Damn Toys. I have had this figure quite a while. It's one of the Toy Fair exclusives from the back end of last year. I did pick it straight up, but I didn't keep on top of the Gangsters Kingdom reviews for whatever reason. But I'm trying to catch up with them now, so I hope you enjoy it. We'll get straight on and talk about the packaging. So the first thing you notice is it's very in theme with the rest of the line. This is an old school box, so it is quality from the lid right down through the foam trays to the back cover. It is magnets on both sides and it will pull off to show sort of a diorama background, which I will show you shortly. First things as well that we notice again is the Reyes face in profile. The S in the ear symbolises that it's a side story figure, so it is one of the sort of the lines that runs parallel to the main gang members. Moving down, you see the name Reyes, Gangsters Kingdom from Damn Toys. On the side again, the same artwork, always another shot of the head sculpt and then some kind of symbol that's represented by the figure. The model number on this one is GKS002, so that's the Gangsters Kingdom side story number 2. The first one was Saxon, so yeah, I explained in my last video how the lines work on this. And then on the back you see the petrol can with a flame coming through and then sort of the skull motif there. Again, choking hazards and warnings on the back, really nicely done. You can feel, obviously, when it's in hand, the quality of the cardboard used, which I do like. I covered that on the last video. Again, pop off the sides, both sides with a magnet. You can bring that down, and you do get this sort of backdrop that if you wanted to pose so many figures in front of that in your detox, you could do. It just shows that. Moving that out of the way, you see the inlay slip, which I do like and pretty much demand. Normally if it was a gang member it would have a sort of cutaway there with his playing card, but because it is a side story version you don't get the playing card. You also don't get the playing card with the memories versions. So I'll get a bit closer and roll down here. If you do want to read the story on the box, I think that will be close enough for you to do that. Quite a long one on this, and then it pretty much covers it again in the comic if you do want to pick the figure up and have a look inside. And then it is the 2 layers of foam that holds the figure and the accessories. Also, as you can see here, it does come with the short story comic book. Nice artwork as usual, always a nice coloured cover, and then inside sort of a run through of the event where this figure would fit in. So basically talking through it, as you can see, he's cutting his lines of coke, talking to his gangster friends. You can read this if you want to pause it. I'll try and cover all the speech bubbles. I do want to go through pretty quickly. Abandoned car park, blah blah blah. Somebody's spying on him with some binoculars. Fucking hell. Imbust Nelson, who is Spade 2, and Auger, who is the Jack of Spades. In they go rampaging, they do. You see, there is a shootout going on. You notice it is black and white inside, but still tells a nice tale. Here we go. And Jay, pretty much a badass. Only one who's fucking staying alive. Blows one of his ears off, blows other ear off. Beautiful. He's not taking no shit, this lad. So as well, the Nelson that came out around this time, it does fit in theme with this figure because it comes with the sort of the petrol can, which is what this story's leading to. His ear, look. Nelson's turned up, he's got his petrol can in hand, pouring it all over him. And then old Jack of Spades going to fucking light his ass up. So there you go. That is pretty much the comic book quickly run through. It is nice to include it. The packaging when it includes the comic book and the standard box, or the old school box shall we call it, and the inlay slip, it is top quality. I've scored a 5 out of 5. Moving on to likeness, and before we cover that, I'll just show you the pose. Pretty much just got him grabbing his junk with his left hand, still got his Desert Eagle in the right hand. He's got a sort of gangster style, suck my dick bitch pose going on. I think that's what we'll call it. Moving into the head sculpt, most of you guys will know Damn Toys has pretty much copied the likeness of Raymond Cruz, who is Tuco Salamanca from the Breaking Bad series. Also, I think he appeared in Training Day, one of the essays, who were just about to blow his head off in the bathtub. So yeah, he does appear in a lot of films very similar to that. Good actor as well, I will say, although he's not what you would consider a massive name, but I think it just fits again the theme that this is only a side story character. He's not one of the major players, but they have still made a really nice figure. So looking at the head sculpt, first thing you'll notice is the cartoon style appearance, although you can always tell who it is. I've said before, I always say it's quite a crude sculpt. I don't mean crude as in not very good, I mean sort of the bulky block features and stuff like that, but I always say the paintwork is still really subtle. And when I say that, I don't even really mean subtle, I mean really clean. Look at the eyeballs, for example. You still get the gloss effect. Moving down, he has the grey coloured goatee, and then you notice he's wearing a silver grill. His teeth, obviously. And then another subtle part I really like is the sort of the teardrop just off to the side of his right eye, which I think symbolises that you have committed a murder. Could be wrong, it's a while since I was on streets. I'm not one of them reviewers who likes to tell you I'm from streets, because when I hear other reviewers fucking say yeah, I'm from streets, in my mind I'm thinking which street exactly? Sesame Street, Coronation Street, or fucking Quality Street? That's what I think to myself. But no, this guy, he's a player. He's a player and a pimp. He's a bad man's. He's got the nice scowl on his face. Toppy dollar quality. That's what I like to refer to it as. I just wanted to show you. I've said before, sometimes a symbol you find on the box you will find on the figure tattooed on. And this one you see the sort of hands surrounded by the barbed wire with the... I'll move it down a little bit more. You can see the sort of the cross hanging off the wrists. So nice symbol tattooed on the back of his neck. Beautiful. Again, just totally fit the story behind the character. I think the expression's really well done. I think the likeness is there, although it's unlicensed. Not much more I can tell you. I'm yet to find one of the figures that I think, nah, it doesn't suit who it's supposed to be. I think they always do it really well, and that is why I always score them a 5 out of 5, and that's exactly why I'm again going to score this a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to his outfit. You can see it is pretty simple, but I am going to talk you around it because everything they've done is really, really well executed again. To show you the pose first, you see he's stolen a bag of the devil's dandruff and off he runs. He's still got his Desert Eagle locked and loaded, ready for battle, ready for gunplay. That's what he's ready for. Look, he's fucking grabbing onto that bag. Whew. Bit of nose candy, bagged up. What a treat, he's thinking. I'm not getting this bitch up easy. Anyway, let's crack on and talk about what he's wearing. Firstly, on his feet, he's coming with these cowboy boots. Very Mexican feel to them, or in the case of Breaking Bad, I think it's pretty much set in Albuquerque, so I'm thinking these are the fashions worn down there. You see the sculpt work on the boot is absolutely unbelievable. Pattern, paintwork is awesome. Just moving around, I'm going to show you. Got the sort of Cuban heel style, and then the boot has sort of the elasticated side, so they are pull-on boots. The boot runs only to there, so it is a short length cowboy boot, so you can still move it and it won't affect his ability to stand even without the we're at the Hot Toy stand. This time I'm using the G.I. Joe Roadblock one. Need some decals doing. Obviously that's the instep of the boot as well, looking beautiful. Moving up, he's wearing the True Religion style jeans, although they're not licensed. But I know what I see, I know what I recognise. A bit of a fucking fashion icon myself, so I know these things. The nice fade work where the boot rooks up, where the jeans rooked up around the boot. Then moving up, got the engineered denim feel with the white stitching. Moving up to the fold of the belt with the big metal buckle on that. Come down this leg and just show you sort of, you see the embroidery work down his jean, and then the embroidery work on his pocket. That's what I say, it's not so much the True Religion emblem, but it does have that feel about it. So I do like that. I think again they've picked out the clothing that this sort of character would most likely wear. Moving up, looking at his shirt, again, very reminiscent of Tuco from Breaking Bad. Also the sort of shirts that the Rock used to wear when he used to be on Raw and SmackDown back in the day. So it's got the sort of Versace feel about it, where if I get close, you can see the material. If I move it around, you'll see where the light's hitting it. It's actually got sort of a multicoloured glitter on the shirt, and then where you can see the sort of prancing horse and the emblem work moving down. And then if we look at the sort of pattern on the back, you see as it turns, picks up the different colour glitter flakes in it. Really well done. Obviously because of the transfer work on the shirt, it does make the shirt feel a little bit thicker than they would normally work, but because of the styling it works really well, because it's more like if you're going to wear a shirt and you want layers, you want a really thin material to give good scale. With this, because it's pretty much, I actually show it, or I actually pose it with the buttons opened, although it will close if you look at the little black buttons on the outside, which is awesome again, but on the inside it closes with the black plastic poppers. But I like it open so that you can actually see that the black t-shirt underneath, if you look at it, is embroidered sort of around his pecs, and then in that section he does have a padding sort of there, so he's not wearing a full fat suit, but the pec section of his t-shirt is padded. You see the sort of the stitching down there. I also like the fact that you can see his chain. So here you got a bit of a Cuban link style chain thing going on. Again, very in theme with the look he's got. Like I say, it is pretty much a simple outfit. There's not much to it, but it's all really well done. Even the, if you look at the buttons, the double buttons on the cuff, so the tiny one there and there, and even where it comes round, the transfer does line up really nicely. So awesome tailoring again. Anybody who's had any one of these figures in hand know, when I get to the tailoring section, it's just so easy for me to get a 5, because not only do they live up to my expectation, but they always exceed it. I think, oh no, they'll probably pick a wrong item soon, or they'll use wrong material, or like Hot Toys sometimes do with the capes, and sometimes things don't move very well. The Captain America outfits are leave a bit of a bitter taste to me, because they don't move as well as I want them to. But with Damn Toys, it's never a case of that. It's always as good, if not better, than I want them to be. And again, that is the case with this. So, show you that pose. I want you to see him from about there. Fucking beautiful. Look out for these pictures on my Instagram. That's uncle_clipper. Remember that, because these fucking poses I show you boys, they're free to you, yeah, but they're worth a fortune in fucking experience, yeah, and artistic expression. So remember that. But that pose is fucking beautiful. On his outfit, again, I'm giving it a really easy 5 out of 5. Rolling on to the articulation, or just pretty much the body in general. As I pull away, I've used 2 more figures from this line, just to emphasise a point I made actually in the last video, whereas although the base body is nearly always same, because they use sort of slightly longer calf section, or the boots they wear, or even sort of the size of the head or the hairstyle, you do get a nice variance in the scale on each figure. So as you see, they're all on the normal stand, but you'd sort of have Reyes, who's one of the smaller figures, and you've got the Vinnie Jones or Nelson, who is actually one of the sort of medium ranged, and then the slightly taller Drago figure in the background. So I do like that. If they're all exactly the same, then sometimes it wouldn't fit it, but like when I reviewed the Marshall figure a couple of days back, he's a short, sort of fatter than the others, and I think altogether they do look really good. So I did just want to put them all in shot for you. Going on to this figure, same old body again. Another thing as well I wanted to mention is the body. I don't know if you've ever looked at your local store who will sell loose parts. Here it's somebody like Collectible Kit Bash. In America it's like Toy Anxiety or Monkey Depot, someone like that. If you look at the price of the damn Toys body, which is just a stock body, you're looking at about a tenner. You look at an Hot Toys or True Type body, you're looking at about 40 or 50 quid. So I do like that, because I've never broke one yet, but it's nice to know that even if I do, they're so cheaply replaced. And the fact that the body is sort of low cost body, the articulation on it is perfect for me, because it gives natural lines and dynamic poses. There's no hindrance. It's tough enough to hold the clothes that it carries, and yet it just, everything, the boots, the hands, the heads swap on and off really nicely. It's fully articulated and it is a really good body. Quickly going through it, you get movement through the ankles because the boots go on with sort of a ankle peg, so as long as the boot's not too long, like that one would be hindered, something like this, or that wouldn't be, simply because the length of the boot's not too long. Moving up to the knees, it is a double jointed knee. Upper thigh rotation, and then the hips are pretty much ball joints, so we'll go any which way. Rotation through the waist, ab crunch, going up to the shoulders, again are on ball joints, so the shoulder will move forward, back, up and down, open really wide. Like I said, there's no hindrance at all. Moving down, double bend elbow, and then the hands are on a wrist peg. Each hand has its own peg, which I also really like, because there's no messing about, no risk of swapping any wrist pegs because the hands have the peg attached. So I do like that about it. Like always, the head and neck are sculpted together, so it fits onto the ball joint in the centre of the shoulders, but there's no hindrance on the articulation, as you can see. So again, there's no way I can mark it down, so I have got to again give the body a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to extras and accessories. I'll show you him posed up, his legs spread, his hands open, really tense looking, now has the knife in his hand. Moving down, you'll notice it doesn't bring a lot. But let's talk about what he does have. Obviously it comes with a figure in the box. The chain would be considered something extra, I think. The watch is packaged loosely inside the box. He has the really nice looking knife, which if I were to take it out, you'll see it is really well done. I'll put it down, like a bone handle knife. Looking beautiful. It's not metal, it is all plastic, but it does look good. The other really cool accessory is the silver Desert Eagle, which does cock, and the clip can be pulled out. It is an awesome looking gun. One at best actually that I've seen. Try and get in close. See, it does have the inscription down the side. You see the safety catch, the trigger, and the hammer at the back, all highlighted in gold. Makes it look really good. Same as the bottom section of the clip. I do really like it. It does come with 2 trigger hands, so I wish they would have put you 2 of those in, because I think it made a good sort of double pistol pose. But it's easy enough to pick another one of those up. And then you get 4 spare hands, so 6 in total. Just to show you. That's the fully clenched fist, the one that will hold the knife on the left, the knife holding right, the trigger left, and then the more spread left. Then each hand has the tattoo on the back. Pause that if you want to read it. I've just checked, and I think that actually says "too close to the devil." I think that's what that says. I think they say You could tell me, anybody who speaks Spanish, I'm guessing it is. I think that says too far from God. If that's wrong, please let me know. But I've loosely checked the translation and that's what they say. Again, obviously his hands that he's wearing, it does have the tattoo work on it as well. So that is really nice. Again, everything they do is pretty much amazing. I've got to be honest. I know I am biased towards them, but when you feel that strongly about it, I try and be honest and say everything they put in is good. But just on this one, again, the stand's not his. I've had to get it from another figure. It is a bit light on the ground. Now, when I move into the value section next, this sort of compounds my thoughts on sometimes these Toy Fair exclusive figures. Not a massive selection, so being fair, I can only score it a 2 out of a possible 5 because I basically, a collection of hands would get 1 point, a couple of weapons would get another point, a base would get another, a spare head would get another, a spare outfit would get another. That's basically how I work. Unless they're so heavy in the weaponry department, then I would give 2 points and so on and so forth. But in my mind, that is how I work. I can only give it a fair 2 out of 5. But we'll roll on. I'll get him posed up slightly different and then we'll talk about the value. Right, straight into value then. Slightly changed up the pose, you can see. Now got his pistol in his left. Looking sleek with his watch. He's got his spread. Can he send a double art pound? And throw up some gang signs. I don't want to tar everybody with the same brush, but I think it's stereotypically correct. The pose I've got him going for. You guys know it. It's peace and love. Anyway, stop chatting shit and crack on. Yeah, the value. These Toy Fair so-called exclusives, they're normally shown about a month before they go into either the Hong Kong Toy Fair or the Singapore Toy Fair or fucking Shanghai Toy Fair or fucking Japan Toy Fair, whatever. It's basically just a fucking cash in because they never really release figures from the line as such. They always sort of put a spin on them. So you want them still, but they're not a necessity. And then what happens is they sell them at a decent price over there, but you've got to be able to walk in and pick them up yourself. Most of us can't do that. So what do you get? Opportunist fucking sellers. That's what you get, because people know we still want them. They are supposedly limited, although they turn up in every fucking Toy Fair. They're still all over eBay. But where they normally come out about £100 shipped to England each, you then start moving into the probably 130 for a sideshow for a side story figure, and then about 160 for an exclusive. So if we think back, let's have a look. I've been lucky enough to get these so I can show you. A couple of years back, a Toy Fair exclusive was the Damn Toys. It was the Dev Group figure. It's not even part of the Gangsters Kingdom. It was that in sort of a military outfit, but because of the styling on the head sculpt, the sort of Andy Whitfield head sculpt, people wanted it. It was hard to find. It fucking sold out fast, and it sort of set the theme that we better pick these figures up or else we're not going to be able to get them. That is one of the figures I get asked about selling more than any other, simply because the Gangsters Kingdom fans just cannot get that figure. So that was the first one. Then a year later, we sort of got the side story Saxon figure, which price got bumped up. It got released for about 60 quid, but you couldn't get it to England for less than about 130. And round about the same time, the next Toy Fair brought the exclusive J figure. Now, bearing in mind, we'd already had the original J figure. They released the exclusive and said it for people who couldn't get the first J figure. So then people wanted it because they knew what the price were doing on the original J. This year, we got Reyes from the Sideshow range, fucking Side Story range. I keep saying Sideshow. So again, about 60 quid release price if you could get there and get it yourself, but you'd have been paying about 130 to get it to England. And then straight after, the exclusive version of Nelson, which if you look at back, had already been released, again sold through, and then everybody wanted to pick that up thinking that they were going to miss out on it. To get an exclusive, you're looking at 160. That's shipped to England, like I said. So I'm expecting this year, come fucking September, October time, they'll do the exclusive version of the Spade 3, which is Bernie there at the back, and then they will give us another side story figure. So freaks like me who want to complete this line, you're forever shelling out, because on top of that you've got the standard gang members. So value wise, what do I say? You're looking at about £30 of at top at price you want to be paying. And bear in mind, with this one you don't get a lot of accessories. Most of them will bring a bag, a few weapons, something really cool that you've not seen before. This is an awesome figure, and I'm not saying it's not, but it's a little bit light, and because the price were high, I'm only going to give the value a 3 out of 5, which is pretty low for one of these figures, I think. We are going back and checking every review. I can't remember what they've all got. They normally do get a good score. But if I compare it to something like, if I look at this one, I mean, this is the variant, but even the standard version come with all this, a fucking nice outfit, guns, the massive fucking machine gun along there, the bag, the poncho on there, and then a load of stuff, an hat, an earpiece, the glasses, just a shitload of stuff. This comes with 6 hands and 2 fucking weapons, so it's only fair that I give the value a 3 out of a possible 5. So to sum up, I have given it a 25 out of a possible 30. I do still really love the figure, although I've got to score honestly and tell you where the niggles and nitpicks are. But I'm still glad to own it. They're never figures I think about selling. I do see them going for good prices, so if you are wanting to jump into this collection of figures, then they are about, particularly in the Facebook groups, you can get some cheeky little deals. So keep your eyes out if you are interested. I've said before, I do love them. These are the reviews I buzz about doing the most, although I have fell behind with them a little bit. And I'll be honest, the reason I fall behind is because there's no rush for them, because a review like this might get 1,000 views in first week, and then the week after that might just get back a couple of hundred. Over time it might get to 2, maybe 3,000. So nobody's in a rush to see them, but I don't know, I still like to catalogue them, but I don't rush to do it because I know it's not an Iron Man figure that's going to shoot straight to fucking 20,000 views. So that is why I don't rush to do them. And on the diehard fans will watch them anyway. So yep, another great figure. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any comments, please leave it. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. But for now, it's the Clipper King, and I'm out of here.